It's Cigar Saturday on BourbonBlog.com. I'm Tom Fischer. We have Matty Rock there at Sanja's and author and entrepreneur Andrew Thorp King. Good evening, gentlemen.
How's it going? Good evening.
There it is. There's the book. Let's see that one more time. It's Failure Rules,
Bam.
Right?
Failure Rules with an exclamation mark, like a fist in the air, baby. A little proclamation.
Just like
5
that.
rules of entrepreneurs, creatives, and authentics.
I already told him if I wrote a book about failure, it'd be like 16 phone books put together.
How did you? I wonder how you condensed it. How did you condense it so much? Maybe it was originally for you too.
Oh, it was the Matty Rock version.
Well, hey, I stretched mine to 489 pages. Actually, you know, it was the manuscript was originally 100,000 words. Turned it into the editing team, thinking they would cut a lot of shit. They came back like, no, you need to beef this up. Ended up adding 20,000 extra words to it, you know. So ended up getting thickened instead of sliced down.
I was only mad that there weren't
I know
pictures,
a little bit about.
You're freezing up a little bit there, Tom.
There we go. We know a little bit about it. I know you. It's all about overcoming failure, learning from failure. Tell us about it. Tell us about the book.
Yeah. So it's really like the impetus of the book was I was taking this beach walk back in 2013. I was going through these twin failures of a business divorce on the precipice of a marital divorce. And I was thinking about all like the off-road entrepreneurial adventuring I'd done in my 20s and my 30s, from owning a fitness center to, owning 2 record labels, to being a bodybuilder, to doing stuff in banking and finance and all these different things. And was thinking about like what was like the lessons that kind of I learned through all of it, you know, through getting through roadblocks and obstacles and hard times, and how I still kind of had this lion heart. And I was thinking about the Winston Churchill quote that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And that really was the key for me, man. I just had this burning enthusiasm to keep reading, inventing myself, chasing passions. Something burned inside of me. I was going to pursue it, whether it succeeded or failed or did something in between until that desire was satiated. And, I just started thinking about all these different inspirational inputs and virtual mentors that really their messages or their stories like really buoyed me during these times. And so I decided to aggregate them together. As I did that, the book kind of revealed some kind of overarching themes or rules, if you will, which became the 5 rules of failure. And they're not rules like prescriptive. They're not like do this and then this will happen. They're more like mindset guidelines to keep in mind as you're going on difficult, unorthodox path, whether you're an entrepreneur or a creative or just somebody trying to live your most authentic life and not get kind of sucked into like, the vacuum of kind of a dull life, And so loose ideas came that day on a digital sticky note. 7 years later, manuscript was done, handed off to the editing team, another year and a half of editing back and forth, and turned into what I think is now a book that has gone from good to really great, to be honest with you. So really proud of it, and it seems to be resonating with people and impacting people. So that's the story.
Yeah, man,
That's
I think
amazing.
It's great when you share those kind of experiences, right? So it gives other people the opportunity to look back at what they've done and what some of the roadblocks and hurdles were in their life. And I think it's good. I think people, including myself who have read the book, respect that you went out there and gave, points out of your own life, because it changes. Each person has a very different perspective of where they are in their life, right? So first and foremost, great book. Second, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, it's so important.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just going to build on what Matty was saying. I mean, like at first it was more like this dump of just like my thoughts and trying to process them and crystallize them and, string together kind of what was the cohesive narrative of what I had gone through, what I learned. But then as I did that, I realized like there was so much more to input here that came from other sources. So it ended up being more of a collection of case studies for a wide range of personalities and people, both known and unknown, emerging and famous. And there's some cigar personality stories in there. There's the story of Rick Rodriguez and some of the things he went through in his journey to become who he is. Being not really having a father figure, and then stumbling into that, him being a mentee of Benji Menendez, and becoming, the master blender that he became under CAO.
Yes.
Now Benji's not just a teacher though, but also a father figure. And, so there's some failure lessons in Ricky's story. And so that's in there. Joshua Coburn from Dissident Cigars, his story, which, you can find in his books, or, he's a speaker too. And, some of his stories in there too, just in terms of like, there was a time in his life where he really was in kind of a bad depression and was actually suicidal. And he talks about this publicly. And he was living in the Midwest, and he was heavily tattooed and pierced. And it was, I think, the 90s, and he was really viewed as an outcast and a freak. And he was getting up one morning, and there was no milk for cereal, and he didn't even want to go to the store to get milk and confront the burning stares of judgment on him and all this stuff. And he writes about how he was going to pen a suicide note, but he had like this rumbling in his spirit that stopped him from doing that. And the thought that came to his head was, if I can take responsibility for ending my life, why can't I take responsibility for living my life? And that ended up catapulting him back into like, getting out of that depression, living his life, and being who he is today, where he's an entrepreneur, he's an author, a speaker, and many other things. So, there's a whole bunch of really interesting case studies in here that do dovetail with themes of my life and experiences of my life on overcoming hard times and finding that PMA, that positive mental attitude to keep going.
Amazing. I'm going to go ahead and put your website up there so people can find the book. The book's available a lot of places, and the website will help direct them to the book and to what you're doing, which is so many things. You call yourself a serial entrepreneur. You've started record labels. You've done all types of different companies. You've done a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, kind of had a dual career, mostly in music industry and banking and finance most of my life.
Yeah.
Those two threads have always been there, disparate as they are. So, I've owned online lending companies with partners, with, lending money under a Delaware license in state, and then also offshore with the company formed in Belize for a time, done lead generation, owned a fitness center, and started these two record labels. One is Thorp Records, which is classic hardcore metal bands, and other, bands like Madball, Blood for Blood, Slapshot, real well-known stuff in the underground hardcore punk scene. And that Sailor's Grave is more like street punk, oi, psychobilly, well-known bands like The Business, the old English oi band, Coffin Cats, who's very active today, a band from Detroit, this is a psychobilly band. Released over 100 albums between the two labels. So on the rights to over 100 recordings, about half as many merchandise rights. So I've done that, competed in bodybuilding years ago, still work out all the time, but certainly not in bodybuilding shape in terms of like being competitive. That was years ago. Wrote a spy novel, all kinds of things. And so now I'm working as a fintech banker in the payment space. So help to power, a lot of the cool money movement mechanisms for some of those cool apps like Venmo or Chime and things like that, kind of the innovation, mechanism behind that. And wrote this book, Failure Rules. So doing a lot of promotion on this. Also have a merchandise company, Soul on Fire Supply Company, which is kind of an adjacent company to the book. It echoes the themes of the book. There's a specific cigar line, Soul on Fire Smokewear, where there's like a whole bunch of cool cigar-oriented shirts, like this one here. We got Long Ashes, Long Nights there, and another one.
And Andrew, let them know where they can find that stuff online. So give them your Instagram account and the website that they have for that, because I could promise you guys, I've been at a couple shows with Andrew. Got some killer gear on there. Definitely cool lifestyle stuff. You guys have seen me walking around with it as well too. So definitely put that up so everyone can check it out, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they can get it through my website. There's a merch section there. Get all the Soul and Fire stuff. Instagram is at Andrew Thorp King. Follow me. I'm always talking about the merch and its connection to the themes of the book. So, it's got a cool aesthetic, but it's also got deeper meaning to it too. Like you read the book and all of a sudden the merch makes sense, even though just aesthetically the merch is going to catch your eye and be badass anyway,
Yeah, you can see where the music and everything comes into it and theme stuff. Because like I said, it's funny, just what we do here, smoking cigars and drinking bourbon and everything else. It shows you how inclusive to all the different walks of life. My background came from Rock the Galaxy started when the first big about all the bands on the East Coast and how it brought everybody in and talk about incredible business stuff. So Sanj has some cool stuff that he wants to mention that we're working on as well.
How are you guys?
Good to see you, Sanj.
Likewise. How's everything?
It's good. It's good. We've been traveling some whiskey.
Nice.
Stars. I'm doing one of your original blacks right now.
Oh, beautiful. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks. We should go around the circle. Tell what everybody's. Matty has the red. What are you smoking on there, Andrew?
Oh, La Opulencia, my father Robusto.
Very nice.
And are you pairing that with the whiskey, or what is that you got there?
Just a little Elijah Craig for the evening.
Ooh,
Had the Irish last night. Red breast last night. Elijah Craig tonight. Got to switch it up.
Changing up the styles. The styles. I'm doing a little.
What are you sipping on, Tom? What do you got?
I'm doing some. They just dropped the new double oaked at Peerless this past weekend. I was there for Bourbon and Beyond, and this is the brand new batch of the double oaked, and got to see some of the guys there, Mark and the gang from Drew Estate. We had some nice Pappy Van Winkle.
Yep. You got to see the Pappies.
Yeah.
Josh was out there.
Yeah, Josh was there too.
You got to see Mark
yeah.
Bryan, which is always good to see Mark. He's good people.
Added a little to a wonderful show, arranging all the way from Black Crowes, Duran Duran, and get to see Bruno Mars. Got to meet Bruno briefly,
Wow.
and very brief meeting, but I got to see one of his right-hand man, Phil Lawrence, who's actually from my hometown. So we got to smoke a cigar together, which was nice. So
I like how you and I saw the Black Crowes within 10 days from each other.
we did.
And
We
broke Aerosmith. You saw he can't go on with the tour. So he gave everything at the New York show, and dream on. You're not going to be hearing him for a while.
What happened exactly?
Vocal cords got beat up. He can't sing. But when I tell you, man, I mean, Black Crowes,
man.
I mean, the Robinsons are amazing. And I mean,
they
you
were
heard he
so good,
didn't miss a
weren't
beat. And I kind of felt bad about myself when I was watching Aerosmith, because at 75 years old, Steven Tyler and Joe Perry are running around, jumping up on pianos, and I tore a bicep moving an air conditioner. So I'm like, I feel shame, man. I feel shame.
So you were at the last show for a little while.
Yeah.
They sang their hearts out for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was really a great show. I'll be honest, I was absolutely exceeded all expectation. I mean, they're fantastic. Like I said, the Black Crowes are already known for being fantastic in concert, and Chris's voice, she could just still belt. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good to see them. It was a great show. And then after that, you decided to be to the furthest two parts away that we could be in the United States from each other, which is a strong move. Tom's like, what's the farthest I could get away from Matty? And I respect that you went to San Diego, and I was out in the Keys. So strong move, Tom. Strong move.
Thank you. We were on opposite ends. I was there for SomCon and the Spirit de Concours judging, and I found actually a few guys from Switzerland that were pouring some new whiskey called Seven Seas. So we had some Seven Seas Swiss whiskey, or Swisky for short, with some
What did
cigars.
you think?
It was really good. It's an American single malt that's delicious. No, I'm sorry, not American. Swiss single malt, but it's available in America now. And it was such good stuff. It was really good. Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty neat then.
Yeah. So we've been traveling. Hopefully we'll be landing in the same place soon. Sanj, what have you been doing there in Sanj's Lounge?
Just working hard, trying to come up with new blends, working with a lot of tobacco, and being a typical Republican. Work my ass off.
You have some new cigars coming. Well, you have some out now, and you have some more coming soon, right?
Yeah, well, the Antra edition, we were supposed to launch it next month, but Eladio called. That's a limited one. We're making 25,000 cigars. It's a 7x43 Lancero, which no one ever made it, other than the pre-embargo Dom Perignon. Davidoff used to make it, and we managed to do that size, and that's what we're doing. So
Did you say
that's
Dom
gonna come out
Perignon?
now. Yeah, so there's a pre-embargo Davidoff, used to be called Dom Perignon. And
like the
they had a
champagne
bunch
stores.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
Like
like
the
the
champagne.
champagne. Yeah.
Yes.
Inspired by the champagne. Yep.
Yeah. And so they had one particular size that I used to love, and that was 7x43. And Eladio and I sat, and that was one of my goals for the for the SIDS Foundation. I release something every year, very special, very limited, and 100% money goes to SIDS Foundation. So Eladio and I said, we never made 743 because I couldn't find anybody to, achieve what we wanted to achieve. And, he killed it. I mean, it took us almost 3 years, 3.5 years. And he just called me a month ago, and I said, are we ready to pack? Boxes ready, everything's ready. And he said, absolutely not. So I said, we'll wait. And then I launched the Cameroon under RS88 line, the industry killer, which is killing it. I can't keep enough of it. And then the charisma. So charisma, also we ran into an issue with the actual bands that they made. The gold, what we did, it was supposed to be a metallic gold, and they put just fucking regular straight gold. And I said, you got to make this shit all over again. So we're just waiting for the bands, and hopefully we get it done. So instead of January 7th, like everything else we launch, maybe like January, middle, and whenever it happens. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm working privately with two major companies. They want me to blend their stuff. And they're friends, for one guy's a friend in the cigar industry over 25 years, and I couldn't say no to him. Normally, I don't blend anybody's stuff unless somebody's personal friends and stuff. So, so that's what I've been doing.
There's a little more he's going to be doing. I don't know if we've told everyone yet. No. So in November, we have some fun news. So obviously everybody's heard of Big Smoke put out by Cigar Aficionado in Vegas. So Sanj, SP1014, and I will be seeing you all Las Vegas.
That's right.
Big Smoke 2023,
Big Smoke.
baby.
Yeah. Coming in November.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matty's got me doing fucking work that I normally, don't do. I can't be in the public. I have issues with that. I don't want people to know who I am.
Yep. So he's gonna.
Wrong guy there. If you want to hide, you're with the wrong guy right there. That's not.
Are you gonna have a disguise, Sanj?
I'm a tremendous asshole. You're going to be seen and noted. It just means he's going to drop me in a trash can there outside of a dumpster later. That's all right.
I didn't know if you both might have a disguise or if Sanj might have one.
Me. I only come to your blog and our own blog. Other than that, I don't go in public. I love it. Just 2 Sundays ago, Angel and I, we were bored. It was Sunday, and I said to Angel, "Let's go, cigar shop hopping." So we end up in one of the shop, and all the shops that sell our product. So we end up at the shop. 2 girls are working. They're like, "Sir, you're gonna sit and smoke?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "If I can." She goes, "It's 3 cigar minimum for a customer." I said, "No problem." So we bought all my stuff. That was like 4 or 5 guys. I bought a whole bunch of SPs, and I handed out to everybody. I'm sitting down. Right, we're about to leave. Owner must have checked his camera, and he realized I was there. He flipped the fuck out, and he calls me. He goes, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm sitting in your lounge." And he goes, "I thought so." So he tells the girls, "No." I said, No. I don't come here for that, But a lot of people, then consumer, like smokers knew who I was. And I'm like, it's time for us to leave. I don't like that kind of stuff. It brings me anxiety.
Yeah, I'm known to make people anxious. Yeah. So it's all right. I can have a disguise for him. I'm not sure what it is yet. There's a slinky little stripper outfit I have picked for him. I'm hoping I get him. It's Vegas, right? Come on.
In 30, this is the record. In 32 years of me manufacturing cigars, this is the first time that people will see me in public. I have never attended Big Smoke ever. No IPCPR, no PCA, none of that stuff. I have never
Big coming out party, man. Big coming out party, and you're going with your flamboyant.
This is going to be great.
Yeah,
and we're going to have a little bit of fun, and I think we should probably put a GoFundMe for stuff, to pay for our bonds and everything else when we're out there. So that might be one of the wise things to do.
That's thinking ahead right there. That's thinking ahead. There you go.
So if you're going to be at Big Smoke, be watching for the SP10 14 space. Are you going to have all of your latest and greatest in the space? What is it going to look like?
No. So the way they work, we have to give out 4,000 cigars. So it's a 2-day event. So Friday and Saturday,
Right.
we're going to get there Thursday. So Friday, they have 2,000 people come. They'll bring, I guess, booklet or something, come to our booth, and we give them out free cigars. So it's a very expensive process. Now, a lot of the manufacturers that go there, they never give you the same cigar that they sell it, they wholesale it or distribute it. The stuff is made, but I can't do that. So we're actually giving out the SP Black 654, and we have to make 5,000 cigars just for that. We're not wasting boxes for it because it's all individual given away. So we have to give out 4,000 cigars within 2 days, and work like a mule. And with my condition, I get very tired, and I don't like people. Simple, and it's not in a bad way. I just can't deal with it, because I get very already. I'm already in a panic mode. I'm like, I gotta go there. I gotta go there. I gotta go there. So for me, it's an issue.
He's already bought a whip that says Matty on it if I underperform. I'm not sure if I like that or not.
So we're not selling anything. You can't sell anything. And it's a consumer base. It's not like a PCA where it's a retailer base. It's consumer base. So, it's great. And, our cigars, like I said, we're only going to do eventually 50 shops in U.S. And that's it. Right. We're done. So right now we're up to 42 shops, and they're killing it. And we can't keep product enough. I mean, Black, we launched it this year, January. We sold over 1 million cigars.
Well done.
Wow.
So it'll be fun. So people who haven't done it before, like I said, it's a very different look, because when we see the shows and everything else, people typically think PCA and TPE. Obviously, that's where your manufacturers go and your retailers come in. So it's kind of a cool thing to be at, because this is really a great way to connect with your consumers, right? So these are the people that are coming into the shops, and you know what? When you have a brand like Sanja's that's been able to take the world by storm, all through social media and people's personal experience with the stick, it's going to be a lot of fun being able to go as a boutique brand out there and being able to talk to people. People come actually out from all over the world for this.
Even when we, Matty and I went to Cigar Aficionado's office, and I asked Barry, I said, well, I mean, normally it's, this is a big boys game, So, I mean, it's very expensive. And let's put it that way. It's a down payment and a home in New Jersey. Not in Texas. Texas, you could probably buy 2 homes with that shit. So it's a big nut, right? So I even asked Barry, I said, why us? And he goes, you're the, disruptor of this industry, and we want you there. And, I said, well, and that's what it is. So, look, can they help us in any way? No, because they rate cigars if you have 100 or better shop distribution, which we are not doing, and, to begin with. Right. So that's no. So there is nothing that we could gain from it. And then this was a good opportunity to put our cigars in people's hand. If you look, if you search on YouTube, all my cigars, even the $6 Industry Killer, it's rated #1 by every independent review guys. Major. I'm not talking about some jerk off came in a cigar business, started smoking 2 years ago, and became, a cigar reviewer. I'm talking about like connoisseurs of connoisseurs. And every single cigar of mine is rated #1. Even we don't ship cigars to magazines. My whole concept is I could give you a $500 cigar. I could give you a $5 cigar. If you don't like $500 cigar, that's a garbage, but it doesn't mean it's a garbage, right? But in our case, the project we started, Project Kill the Industry, that's what people are attracted, because the same price is just to prove a point. That same cigar that was selling in 1992 We're still selling it 32 years later for same price, same quality, same construction. Our cigars are the heaviest cigar in the industry, size per size. My Lancero Red is a 13.5 gram. All my cigars feel like piece of pipe. Tom, you had all the cigars.
Yes,
and you
so
have a
good.
perfect, draw. We wait 5 times before it goes into the box. Every single cigar draw tested. We're the only company in the cigar industry today that guarantees all our product. That if you have a plug or you can, draw on it, no questions asked. Bring the box back. I don't care if you smoke 23 cigars. Bring the 24th and 25th cigars back, and nothing has come back.
Sure.
And that's the thing. Look, we're taking a lot of pride in it. And just like my whole concept is just like what the box says, love and passion. And it's not about money. This is about proving the point. Industry is a piece of shit. I'm working on a documentary called Business of Liars and Con. This is a worse fucking industry than being in a diamond business. And consumer need to get, they need to learn. And if you look at any of my blogs, I've been over 1,300 blogs all over the world. And that's my bottom line, to educate people. If you're transparent, I tell people my cigars, I cut them open on their blog. And I said, here, look at it. Cigar, when you cut it open, it should feel like, you should be able to thumb it like a notebook. Why this guy is nobody that, openly challenges it? We do it because we have nothing to hide.
Education over brand.
Number one thing.
Yeah. Education over branding, right?
And as you see, we decided to launch the SP Red last year, right? In 2022, January 7th, I launched it. That we sold almost 1.8 million cigars, just being in the 40 shops in the U.S. And that's not counting, Tom. That's a completely different what we do in Middle East, Europe. That business is completely different. What Rula handles the business, that's different. So now we're in Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Lebanon, Switzerland, Germany, London. We're working with a major distributor in London. So, that's not counting. This is just counting U.S. market. And, that's our goal. I mean, look, if you look at in social media, people not buying 1 or 2 boxes. They're buying, 5 boxes of each size at a clip. And that's a repeat customers. Mm-hmm. And that's the point, that when you have a repeat consumer buying your same product, they know that you're doing something.
You got that stickiness and you really infiltrated for sure. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and you get to, and I think that's why this was cool for us to go out there, because now, like I said, for being able to do it at a micro level, right, being at 50 stores in the United States, but to show the consumers, hey, we're going to go out there and here's what we're going to do, because we want to share it with you, because we're sharing an education. Right. So, it's kind of like the stuff in your book, man. Andrew, when you go out there and you show people and you teach people and you explain to people, that's probably the best gift that you can give. Exactly. Yeah. That's, when you're sharing your knowledge with other people, that's really being the most genuine you can be, right? And look, people will tell you, some people love it. I mean, some people hate it, but most people love it. So if you're going to go out there, you're going to be genuine. People get to see you. People get to understand what you're doing, who you are, and, why this. And like I said, I'm a Lancero guy, so I can't tell you how happy I am to pick up a Lancero that never plugs, always consistent, always a great burn. I mean, and to get to share that with people, like I said, from doing it from a micro level, from blogs and everything else, now you're on, the big national stage.
That was another thing, that the reason we chose Lancero, because from, early 90s to 2000, there were so many companies making Lanceros, but if you purchase a box of 25 Lanceros, 8, 9 Lanceros, you couldn't smoke. So people actually walked away from it. And then we brought it back. And I said, hey, this Lancero 92 was guaranteed. Everything was perfect. Let's make it that way. And now you see our Lancero is the #1 selling Lancero. Just we sold out third shipment of this year, almost 3.5 months ago. I just got 350,000 Lanceros came in just the other day. Boxes are still sitting in the front. But the concept is, consumer normally gives up, right? When if they try it 1 second time, somebody might say, okay, let me give them a third chance, and then it's over. But what happens in that process? You tried one company's Lancero. You can't put every company in that same flag and say all Lanceros are good. Now you see, all of a sudden you see a lot of companies coming out with Lanceros again. And you know, we say the weight, our Lancero's 13.5 gram, Red Robusto, it's 14.5 gram, and the Toro is 16.5 gram. Go find me one cigar for that price and that kind of weight. And that's why they feel punchy. So uneducated guy feels, oh, it's a fresher cigar, but it's an underfilled tobacco. Cigar should feel like piece of pipe in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You should have, you know, it has a firmness, but not like complete give. And that's what people need to understand. You know, if I take this Lancero and take 2 leaves out of it, if I take Robusto, take 3 leaves out of it, and if I take Toro and take 3 leaves out of it, I got myself a brand new fucking cigar. But that's cheating consumer, you know. And just yesterday, federal government announced, and it's a stupid fucking thing. That's why I hate these fucking Democrats. They made a program. It's called MOMMA. It's MOMMA. Look into it. So what they want to do, right now, if you have a standard size cigar like Robusto, Toro, Churchill, Double Corona, it's a 42 cents S-chip tax, which was implemented, you know, I would say by 14 years back, when they used to have something called charity care. They embellished the charity care and they added Guard Chip. I think that was a governor who added 42 cents per cigar. That money is supposed to go strictly for, you know, people didn't have insurance, illegals, whatever, right? Now they come out with the fucking brilliant idea, piece of shit, motherfuckers. Now they said tobacco's commodity, and I always said it. Every cigar should be weighed on, you know, if you buy pound of fucking ham, you got to get pound of ham.
Especially
right?
me, I'm
so
fat.
Tobacco should, you know, since it's commodity, it should weigh, you know, it should go that way, right? So now they're saying that the Robusto supposed to be, according to them, 14.5 grams, which is true. The decent Robusto is 14.5 grams, 14 grams, so it's perfect. So now they want to add, instead of 42 cents, that's going to cost you 98 cents tax. The 6x50 6 ringgit cigar is going to cost you $1.20 additional. The bigger the cigar, more tobacco, higher the tax you're going to pay.
Mm.
So now, $8 cigar, right now we pay $4 cigar right now. We're paying 62 cents. That same tax is going to go up. By the time it comes to my hands, the New Jersey tax is going to cost me what it costs me $4 now. It's going to cost me like $6.75. So now what you're going to do when you wholesale that, the price is going to go up, and no one there is to say anything about this industry, what's going on. And that's one of the reasons I don't support IPCPR, PCA, CRA, none of those guys. They do absolutely nothing. Even this, the new ruling from FDA came out. When they first started, I said openly, there is nothing FDA can do. What's going to happen is the scumbag manufacturers added all kind of fees and this and that, right? And they jacked up the prices of cigars. Now, I always say, listen, doing a business, it should never be a burden of a consumer. If I decide to remodel this fucking place and put $500,000, it should never be a burden of a consumer. What prices are, it's prices, right? So these guys, they raised $3, $4 because they saw we got to pay registration fee, this and that. Now it's no more. FDA came out and said, you don't have to do any of it. Are these people lowering the prices? No. So see, that's the thing. That's one of those, scumbag move.
It's like what they did with the airlines, right?
Yeah.
When fuel came back down, they said, hey, we're charging you for baggage now and the excise fees. Look, airline travel's never been more expensive, even when everything did come back down, right?
Absolutely.
And that's when, consumers kind of have to it's
but the tobacco business was, what they did and what they do, manufacturers, right? It's crazy. And that was the whole concept that, we came out with the cigar and we have 32-year-old pricing and we're killing it. And we're giving you, and every blog, every review you see, people buy. We don't send anybody. I don't give nobody cigars. If you're a blogger, reviewer, you got to purchase your own shit. That's the way you're going to be honest with me.
That's
right?
true. That's true. Yeah. Wow.
Well, you see it, Andrew. So you're around it all the time.
So to me,
Right.
if I send you cigars, Tom, I send you anything you want. That's personal. But if a blogger calls me up and say, hey, can you send me, I want to review your cigars. I say, here's your website, here's the store, here's this store, here's that store. You go buy it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Sans, let me ask you this. So you said you're going to limit it to 50 stores. Is that an exclusivity thing? Is that to control quality or to control top tier partnerships with aligned stores? Or what's the strategy behind that limitation?
So strategy behind it. So, I see the good thing about me is I see the cigar business from inside out and outside in. So you see today's manufacturers, right? Their mentality is if a blind man's willing to buy a pair of sunglasses, fucking sell it to him. If a bald man's looking to buy your fucking comb, sell it to them. So they sell it anywhere and everywhere, right? So our goal is how can we correct it? Now, as a retailer, who is my number one priority? My customers. As a manufacturer, who's my number one priority? My retail partners. So by me giving them, so my criteria is tougher than Davidoff. So if you became our retail partner in 50-mile radius, we do not give our cigars to anybody else.
So you're choosing the most aligned, the most committed, the most fit with your vision, and you're rewarding them with a relative exclusivity within that area.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And then also the second thing is, look, it's very simple, right? We're only making 750,000 cigars per size per year. Wow. And, somebody might say, oh, man, that's 750,000 cigars a year. That's a lot of cigars. But if you break it down, if you make that 25-count boxes, and if you have 50 shops, right, that's 15 boxes per size a month for 50 shops. So now, my thing is you support me, I'm going to stand behind you. Yeah. How could I stand behind you? I'm going to give you something that if somebody likes it, they're all going to have to come to you. And look, the blessing that I get from this is every retail shop. There is a shop in Ohio called Tip Top Cigar Shop. Small, veteran-owned. And, first we didn't want to open it, but my thing is everyone knows first responder veterans. I do everything. We donate 13,000 cigars a year to veterans. We're actually working, Tom, on a website right now that if you go on our page at shouldismokethis.com, if you're a veteran or first responder, you're going to pay everything that we pay for. Exact. No money being made. That's right. And, that's what we're doing. And, for 32 years, we have give out veterans on Memorial Day and Veterans Day 2 free cigars. We do whole month of December. If you're first responder veteran, we give you everything at cost. Every single thing you come in the month of December is absolutely at our cost, right? So, what we do, we charge a cost, and not just on my product, and everything in my shop that we have, we give all the veterans costs. And this is the thing that I want to do for veterans, that, we want to have every major brand, and it's going to come cheaper than, a shop owner buys it and, sells it to them, right? It costs the shop owner. So that's my goal. But my entire goal with my project is I don't want to raise inventory because can I make million cigars a year? Can I make 2 million? Yes, I could make 5 million cigars. I'm capable of doing that. But what do you do in that process? You will lose somewhere, somehow, what I stand for. Yeah. I guarantee my construction and I guarantee my tobacco. I don't guarantee your fucking palate because what's hot for me may not be spicy enough for you, right? So I stand behind my product, my quality, my construction, my consistency. If I tell you the SP Red binder and filler is 3 years old, wrapper is 5 years old, and we let it sit for 1 year after it's made, you could take it to any lab. You could take it anywhere you want. And that's exactly what we're giving you. And that Lancero MSRP is $9. So this guy, George, calls me and he goes, oh, man, I heard you do great thing for veterans. And I said, why? You're a veteran. And he said, yes, as you could have anything you want from me. And he thanks me. He said, your product sells so much that he was actually looking to close. And he says, because your product is here and is exclusive, he's in Ohio. People are driving from Michigan. Oh, wow. We got people come here every week from fucking Canada. They drive down to buy. I'm like, what? People come from Albany. I had today, 2 guys came from Virginia.
Wow.
And that's all there's to it. So that's the thing. That's what I want to do. We're not like regular company that you go in, if you live in a small town, you have 50 fucking cigar shops, right? And all 50 shops had that same thing. No, I want to give you exclusivity. I'm going to protect you. My goal is to protect my retail partner, and let the consumer come to you. Otherwise, what good is it? I understand the retail real estate is very expensive. So I want to give you something exclusive that people need to come from it. And again, we took that model, from Davidoff, and before, from 1992 to 2008, 2009, we never sold cigar to any other shop. We did everything from here. And back in the day, we used to sell million cigars without any internet, a year. And and today, we're very blessed. People who know in the industry anything about me, they know. And that's where the trust factor comes in. Anything that we put out, look, the Antra edition, that's for charity, we're putting it out. We're only doing first this year 1,000 boxes, next year another 1,000 boxes. All boxes are numbered, and it's $350 a box. Out of 1,000 boxes, 700 and some boxes already spoken for.
One spot is too that's important to all this that's easy to forget. This experience right here when you're sitting in a lounge, a lot of people, things like this protect brick and mortar, right? Because if everything goes to catalog and everything is the same, you're losing the essence of why people go into the brick and mortar store. So what are you doing if you hurt that? You're hurting downtown America, right? So I always say your community of where you live is held together by the businesses and the people and the bonds that you have within your neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
that's right.
You're disrupting the actual glue of the culture that spawns and spurs entrepreneurs like Sam, gets people into it, gets them to be active in it, and in various ways, right? I mean, it's definitely the heart and soul. That's the heartbeat of the culture, really is.
Well, you're a Philly guy. Look at all the old places in Philly that go down with that.
So here's the thing.
Job,
the way I feel about this industry, right? So, this industry said it's a brotherhood of the leaf, sisterhood of the leaf, we all family. That is the biggest lie told in this industry. Right?
I'll stop using that hashtag now that you told me that. Sorry.
What did he say?
He's going to hashtag it.
Oh, stop using the hashtag.
It's already in our hashtags, but that's the biggest lie. So what happened, right? Brotherhood, brick and mortar. And look, I've been, like I said, I've been over 1,300 blocks, countless blogs all over the world. And every blog, my blog, if their segment is 35 minutes to 45 minutes, it's 3.5 hours because they don't want to let me go. So I'm going to tell you why. First of all, every manufacturer, they want to kill me. Matty knows that. Because I'm doing something against their beliefs.
Not only your promotional, adjunct, he's also your bodyguard, essentially. Yes, okay.
Well, I'm husky, so when they fire shots, I'm getting hit first.
But also in the industry, people know that quiet as I am, I'm not too far detached from my back.
You said, I don't think you're quiet. I think you're bold and the opposite of quiet, man.
Right. So nobody fucks with me. But they're cowards because they talk behind my back. But that's okay. I'm saying in front of their face that how fucked up these people are. Yeah. That's the difference between me and them. Well, anyway, so COVID happened. So we decided to close 4.5 months completely out. I said, we're done. That's the best thing happened to me, right? And then one day, one of my guys,
how is that the best thing to happen to you? Closing for 4 months.
I got to spend a lot of time with my family. Normally, I don't. By the time they go to school, I'm sleeping. When I get home, they're sleeping. Mm-hmm. So, that was the best time.
That makes sense. Yep.
Out of basically, whatever was open, it was fun chasing, going for food. Well, who's open? Let's right there. It was just a fun thing for us.
Right, yeah.
Right? So that's why it was the best thing happened to me. Normally, in 32 years that I've been here, soon it'll be 33 years, I have never closed my shop, ever. That was the first time that I closed for 4.5 months. And I said, man, that was best thing. So anyway, people call me up and he says, when you going to open? And I said, I don't know. I said, why? He goes, every neighborhood shop This is a piece of shit that, you know, do that kind of shit. Every neighborhood shop, same customer that's coming to you, giving you business, putting your kids to fucking college, buying your dog a fucking food, making payment for your fucking cars, right? What did the scumbag cigar shop owners do all over U.S.? They jacked up the prices. Now you shop here, and I was open. Oh, you got to pick it up at the door. But it's, guess what, 25, 30. New Jersey guys raise the prices by 35, 40%. And I'm like, if you're a neighborhood, if you're mom and pop, you should be helping these people, right? It's who's, you know, to me, who's fucking worse? You know, you coming home from a fucking war and guys charging you $150 for a bottle of water or giving you free water. You should be giving free water. So when I find that out, that this is what retailers were doing, I said, I'm going to, you know, fuck these people. So I got on the phone. First guy I called was Jose Oliva. I said, brother, I need favor. And they all know in industry that I do craziest shit. I said, what do you got? I need 4,000 or 5,000 boxes. He said, all I got is a 9-pack gift set. I says, normally that gift set, if I sold it, it was $95.95, right? It was 12 cigars. I said, this is what I want to do. He said, well, this is what I can do for you. I sold that gift set to veterans and first responder for $17.50. That was just our cost and the tax. That's all we did. Every cigar, we sold it. I called the companies, buy a box, get a box free. Buy fucking 1 box, get 2 boxes free. And that's how you help people. Not by fucking robbing your own customer. And that's why I get angry. Because guess what? That's why I say there is no fucking brotherhood. There is no brick and mortar. It's fucking pieces of shit. 95% of the people that own cigar shop today have no business being in a fucking cigar shop. Because they looking at it as a dollar sign. And I also tell, listen, just yesterday I was in a blog with European people. And I said, consumer is 50% to blame. Here, the world is in palm of your hand. Fucking half wheel the price. You go on a half wheel cigar aficionado and say, hey, how much is SP 1014 red? Robusto's $8, Toro's $8.50. All the MSRP prices are there. If the motherfucker wants to get 25, 30 bucks for it, don't buy my cigars. Please, don't support that motherfucker. That's the mentality I have.
Yeah.
And that's, guess what? We urge we have 41 retail partners right now. And I urge every single one, please do not price gouge. The whole concept started is to provide cigars, you know, at original prices. Right. And guess what? There's only one shop in California because California has 75% tax. So, you know, $10 cigar over there is $22, which is still a very fair pricing because on $10 they're paying $7.50 tax.
Crazy.
So
right.
that's understandable. You know, so listen, manufacturers want their cigars to be sold at overpriced because they get the bragging right. Oh, our cigar sells. They hold back. They, you know, they do all kinds of shit. And, you know, that's all is to it. And that's why I don't believe. Look, before I announced, we came out with the cigar in 2022, January 7th. Go back. Facebook tells you fucking, you know, stories, right? From every January 7th, my anniversary for my shop. Every manufacturer signs, congratulations, pleasure doing business with you, best, this. When we came out, now they felt that we are competition to them. Not a single person wished me anything. So where is the fucking brotherhood? Where is the fucking sister of the leaf? Where is the fucking brother of the leaf? Where is the fucking family? Right? There are manufacturers believe because I'm Indian, you shouldn't be in the fucking tobacco business. But the motherfuckers don't know that I grew up in fucking tobacco. You know, our family, even today, Tom, you know, my family, even today, has the right, only technology to take nicotine out of tobacco without harming tobacco. Until 1999, our clients were R.J. Reynolds, Morris, Laura Lord, Brown and Williams, because we used to sell them raw nicotine. They banned all that to add it. Now we're selling all the raw nicotine to pharmaceutical companies. So anytime you buy Nicorette patch, Nicorette gum, that's our raw material. So I don't know what these motherfuckers are talking about, but, you know, they think, oh, you're not Dominican, so you shouldn't be in the business. Man, go fuck yourself.
Well, it sounds like the brothers
No,
it'll
be great to have you.
It's within the consumers and the lounges, not within the actual industry you know.
No, it's a nightclub. You go into a lot of shops. Last 20 years, 22 years, any shop opened up independently owned in New York and New Jersey, they all came out of me. I helped them. I opened every single shop. But what happened? $5 cigar, they want $12. You go there, you want a cutting fee. You sit down, you want to, you bring your own alcohol, they want $5 glass fee. They want a $5 opening fee. We don't have any of it. They got music like you're walking into the fucking nightclub. You can't even hear your next guy talking to you. We can't have a conversation, right? And that's not a cigar shop. Here, we don't have loud music. You don't have, I was in February, I was all over Europe. And one thing I learned, I went to a lot of high-end shops that are retail partners in Lebanon, and no one had TV. And I'm at Fidel's. I said,
that's actually really cool to not have the TV.
Yeah, well, so guess what? The lounge we're doing upstairs, there is no TVs.
That's pretty cool.
I'm just going to do inspirational dancing.
Yeah, that's all right.
They're gonna throw nickels at me, Andrew. But you know what? Look,
yeah, you gotta have some
make some money too.
Absolutely. No, I know it'll be great to have Sanj and Matty at Big Smoke. I'm sure you'll be meeting a lot of consumers that have not tried your cigars, so that'll be a great thing too.
Well, that's right. That's what makes it neat when you get to go out there and see that.
Because the only reason I even agreed to do it is two. Number one, Matty said he's going to be there with me, Angel and Kat. Without them, I can't do nothing. I can't even do local event without them, right? Because, Tom, my condition. So they all supporting. And the only reason I'm doing it because it's consumer base.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And we want to educate people. And a couple of years back, I said, when you go into all this stuff, whatever cigar company is giving out free cigars, bring it. Don't use it. Bring it home and buy the same cigar from the shop and put it on a fucking gauge. It's completely differently made cigars for that event because they know they're giving it out. They don't care what they're giving you because 75% of the people that attend events like that, they're looking at, it's $300 ticket, but we're going to come home with 300 cigars. And you getting exactly what we're not doing that. My goal is very simple. Listen, I feed homeless people what I eat. I won't say, hey, here, this is leftover, take it, or, I'm going to eat this and you're going to eat that. No,
that's quality representation and consistency.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, what you're doing
it's the epitome of practice what you preach, right? So if you're going to go out there and fire, you know what? It's nice for a consumer to see because, look, here's a problem in the industry. And it's, it's not all consumers, but there's a bunch. They chase brands. They're smoking that brand, I'm not going to name any brands, but there's stuff that you would have smoked 20 years ago. And, they have the iteration of it out today. And, they've jacked up the price by not 2 or 3 times, but 4 or 5 times. And then somebody will look at you and be like, hey, dude, look what I'm smoking. And they're like, hey, Matty, how come you're not smoking it? And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have the same flavor profile as it used to years ago. The quality and the construction's not there. And I said, and, at a very steep, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And I tell people, I was like, look, and I treat it like anything else. There's 2 kinds of people who buy luxury cars, right? There's the kid that since he was 4 said, I want a Lamborghini 1988 Countach. He's going to tell you how much horsepower, how much torque, every possible facet of the car. And he's told everybody, he goes, I'm in love with this car. I ever get to a place in my life where I can afford it, I could buy it because I love it and appreciate it. That's somebody you look at and you be like, right on, I get you. But then you have the other person. I have a Lamborghini. Oh man, how many horsepower? I don't know. How much torque is in it? Well, I don't know. I'm like, it's 8 cylinders.
That sounds like 90% cigar makers today.
So like I said, you get past it. And like I said, people will say Sanj is harsh is what he's saying. No, he makes you listen. So you're going to listen, right?
Oh, baby, he's dropping some truth bombs right there.
Yeah. When you make people listen and you do it, and like I said, sometimes when you go with your fists in hand, that's how you get people to listen. Like, well, this got to have some merit to it, right? And like I said, you smoke these. I'm a Lancero guy. Always love Lanceros. Every one of these that I smoke, I don't cut. I pinch. We've done how many shows, Tom? And for fun, look, and I'm a big guy. Practice what you preach. I'll show you. Yeah. People laugh like, yeah, we believe you, Matty. I'll be like, about anything. I'll be like, no, I want to show you. So even down to something like this, I was like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I want to show you. And if that gives you an inkling where you're like, you know what, I want to try it, there goes your education. And it shows what you're able to create on a micro level, right? Like I said, everything is done in this house here, right? All the marketing is done in this house. Everything is done. So on a micro level, look what you could do, look what you could produce, and look what you can have full faith in. And, you know, that's cool stuff. So stuff like this, you really get to see everything. When you have somebody, a lot of people, you know, like smoke and mirrors, ha ha, he with smoke. But really, when you talk to exactly what you have, what you do, how you do it, and the process, I mean, that's refreshing shit. And, you know, we laugh. That's why I go, Sanj, there's going to be 12 people around your house tonight with sniper rifles. And Sanj's like, bring them. I'm telling the truth of what I do. Bring it.
Yeah,
well, when I write the follow-up to this, he's going to be in it. I'm going to have a case study on Sanj there for being authentic as far.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's what you got to do. And again, we're just to the last part of the cigar. Still solid. Still such an amazing cigar. They all are. Everything Sanj does.
Andrew, are you going to be in Vegas to bail us out?
I wasn't planning on
He's in Philly. What are the next?
So
what are the next shows you're doing, Andrew?
Andrew,
yes.
Text Matty your address. Matty, take some cigars. Or just text me, inbox me the address of Matty.
Yeah.
And then Monday I'll mail you out. Tom, I haven't forgot about you. Just been
No worries.
busy.
Great.
But
Looking forward to
Monday I have some time. I have about 2 hours of time. So I'm gonna send you out all the stuff. And we'll send Andrew some stuff.
Thank you. That would be amazing. Thank you.
And when is the I should ask, I think we saw a question, the documentary. First of all, the website you were mentioning, is it Should I Smoke This? Is that the one?
Yeah, so what happened right now, me, my motto is, if you can come into my shop, I don't need your money. But the way things are going, we have to do online stuff. So it's shouldismokethis.com. That's that's our page. Rob handles it. We have about 20% of the shop on it. Rest 80%. He's working on it. The kid works 3-4 in the morning. But you see, even that website, if you look at the prices, right, it's below 20-30% MSRP. If we could do it, these major giant guys could do it.
Yeah.
Yep, so it's what you want to. What events are you going to be hitting in the next couple of months, bro?
I'm doing a book signing at the Dallas Cigar Shop in Dallas, along with Jimmy Boy from Great Cigars. So he's going to do a live podcast for Great Cigars, interview me about the book. Again, for everybody watching, it's Failure Rules, the 5 Rules of Failure for Entrepreneurs, Creatives, and Authentics. Get it anywhere books are sold. So we're going to do like a live podcast. I'm going to be selling my merch, the Solo Fire smokeware merch here that I have. Got maybe like 7 or 8 cigar-oriented designs. And then just having a herf, just hanging out with everybody, talking to them. And so we're going to do that event. And I'm going to be replicating that through a bunch of different lounges. Don't have it all mapped out yet, but there's a lot of interest. Going to be doing one in Connecticut. Going to be doing one in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And then a whole bunch probably locally in Philly area and in Jersey and stuff. So over the next 12 months, it's going to focus on at least like once a month or so, doing these book signings at cigar lounges, probably most of them coupled with, Jimmy from Great Cigars podcast, and just do kind of a joint event. And some of them will also be with other brands. So like, we can be doing one with West Tampa Tobacco, with Rami Dacko, some with him. Just doing stuff like that.
You'll be coming to Sanj's. I'll see you at the bench.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that still needs to happen. But today with the weather, and I didn't realize it's 2 hours away. It just didn't work out. But yeah, we'll do that. Do the one at the bench at some point for sure.
Yeah, the bench might be washed away today, so I gotta go check on the bench, make sure it's still in its location.
We didn't get that kind of rain that they expected.
Not yet. So.
And I think we saw a question again. Thanks everybody, so many great people watching. Share this video, like it, and follow all these great people. Follow Andrew Thorp King, and of course Sanj's right there. There's where to follow Andrew Thorp King. I think somebody asked about your spy book as well. I know you're talking about the new one, but tell us about the spy book.
Yeah, I wish I had a copy right next to me to pop it up on the screen, but I don't. It's called Blaze, Operation Persian Trinity. So it's like this Irish-American, anti-hero protagonist disrupting an Iranian nuclear program. And it's this whole it's kind of in the vein of like Vince Flynn or Brad Thor or Jack Carr and those type of novelists. So that's also a capacity of mine. I love reading spy novels. So I wrote that. I think I released it in 2016. Promoted it a little bit, but then I got really wrapped up into this book, and this one's taken off. So this is where all my
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man. It's a great book. And like I said, the fact that you can share, like just like what we do here with Sanj, when you can share stuff like that, it opens people's eyes. And like I said, you know, it lets you understand what's going on in other people's lives. It lets you know that you're not alone. It lets you know that if you strive for something, you can succeed, and you can succeed doing things your own way without having to bend to other stuff.
Exactly, like Sanj. I mean, Sanj is a perfect example. I mean, this book is about authentics and entrepreneurs, and that kind of marrying of those two sensibilities, right? You could be an entrepreneur and just be going after the profit margin. Profit margin's great. We all love that. But to do it as an authentic, to do it with integrity, to do it with these kind of parameters that Sanj is putting forth, that's a whole nother thing. And it's really those type of stories that I try to illuminate in the book, or when I'm talking on podcasts, it's those type of individuals that I admire. And that's really is part of the theme of the book, is going kind of against the grain when you need to, when you have to remain, have that integrity and to do things your way. So like Sanj is like a perfect example, man. I mean, it's those type of stories that resonate with me, and that's what I highlight in the book.
Yeah, shows where you can get your inspiration from and how you can go out there and conduct yourself as a human being. Absolutely.
I love it. I love what you're doing there, Andrew, and congratulations on the new book. And the place to go is andrewthorpking.com to find where to buy that. And so good having you on the show, Andrew. I think there was one other question for Sanj about when that documentary is going to be coming out.
And listen, we have 90% raw materials done. It's just one day we just got to sit down and do it. But, this SP projects and the RS-88 and Industry Killer project, I got so busy with it that I don't even have, I just ate, Tom. I did not eat all morning. I had no opportunity to eat. And the online stuff is even killing us. So, I just literally, while you guys logged on, I was having my, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. I just had it,
What he's really saying, and some asshole is dragging him out to Vegas. That's what he wanted to say.
He had to plan it out.
So that's what so Tom will be doing a lot of stuff on the road.
When it comes out, it's going to be, it's going to be very good.
Well,
and,
it's great.
It's a truth, 100% truth, right? There is no, lies, no slandering anyone. Look, it's what I have experienced in 33 years of my career on the cigar industry as a manufacturer and as a retailer, and that's all it's doing. Even, a while back, we were on when we first announced that we coming out with, Matty got so many calls from manufacturers, but they didn't have balls to call me because they know I would tell them straight out, right? And they're like, why Sanj is doing, please don't do it. We have manufacturers say, Sanj, don't go on this blog, please, because, my thing is, if a consumer asks me a question or the viewers asks me a question, I'm going to tell them the truth, the best I know. And regardless of it, who's listening, right? And that's all he's doing. And they don't want us to go. He gets calls. He's like, Matty, why is he going there? Tell him 9 times guy called before I went on that blog. I said, please. And they knew.
Yeah.
I said, why are you worried? If you did nothing wrong, why are you worried?
Well, that's the joke, right? You'll be like, well, if there's nothing that's libel and slander, then what's the problem? You talk through it. Or if you have it, go on the blog together, talk about it.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I said, that's not usual. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, and we see things have not been pretty lately. That's not how things go. Look, I'm going to suffer too when this comes out. Like, I've kept my previous life as an exotic dancer on raps, and I'm not happy that's going in the book. I'd always hope to keep that personal. Why are you making huge noises back there, Frex? I don't think I appreciate that. So the fun part, Tom, is in November. We'll be doing a lot of shows. What I refer to as Around the Block with Matty Rock. So we'll be doing a Saturday out there. And remember, the following Saturday after that is the final Drew Estate Barn Smoker for the year out with our friend Jeff Boyerwitz over at Jeff's farm. So that's the following weekend. So that's the second Saturday in November. So there'll be a lot of road editions of Cigar Saturday BourbonBlog, my friends.
That's right. So many things coming up, and man, so much to look forward to with everybody. Again, I'll put the website up one more time, and again, I saw many of you sharing that video. Thanks for doing that. There's the book.
There you
He's
go.
even on
Cool.
he has a cigar. He's smoking a cigar on the front cover of that book. I like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cigar oriented content in here. It's a wide range of stories and lessons and insights and all of that. But you read it, you're gonna sense that there might be some ashes, dropping all over the pages for sure.
Maybe even as you open up the book, you may see some ash. It could happen.
The whole thing was written while smoking. I was either drinking coffee and smoking cigars or bourbon and smoking cigars the whole time writing the book. So.
It's a scratch and sniff book.
It helps me write and do my thing too.
Scratch you're welcome. I'll take my 10%. Scratch and sniff. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I gotta do a scratch and sniff edition. That's fucking amazing. I love that. Yes.
You're welcome.
Scratch. I don't have
royalty slice to Matty Rock, baby. Royalty slice to Matty Rock on that one. Yeah.
Yep, and don't sniff page 18. That'll be a Matty Rock page.
Easy. I don't know what happened to page 18.
We may need to work on that, Andrew. Some scratch and sniff bourbon and cigar stickers. We got to work on that.
Dude, that's an amazing idea. I love it.
Hey, call my lawyer on my other phone. Make sure. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
gotta build that stuff in.
Gals, thanks everybody for watching. It's so good to see everybody. Sanj, Matty, Andrew.
Good night.
Who is it? Jet? Is it Jet behind you?
It's Frex. Come on, Frex. Take your moment, girl. Take your moment.
Can you try again?
Take your moment, girl. She's working it back there. You see? Damn it! We knew we were going to embarrass at least one.
She's been holding Matty up the whole time. That's what's been happening.
Yeah, she's been propping me up.
Yeah.
That's what's been going on.
But poking me with the stick to prop me up. So I don't know how I like that.
There's a little.
Talk about it later, Frex. All right.
Cheers,
much love, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night. Have a great night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.